In this video, we're presenting new 3D models, news and updates for 3D printing for the model railroad. Hello and welcome to a video tutorial in which we will deep dive into 3D printing for model railroad. It's been a while since last video about 3D printing. I think it was back in June 2024, so 9 months ago. So a lot of stuff has happened. Model Railroad 3D, which is related to this YouTube channel, has published quite a significant number of new models, which is for home print, meaning if you have one of these low-cost printers, you can print all the stuff at your place. So we will be covering an entire build, everything from downloading the files to printing to painting, decals, and what it looks like when it's ready. We will also be covering some of the new 3D models which are available now for you to use, and we will also be looking at what's in development. So what is coming up next, what's on our engineers' CAD screens. So let's get started. So let's start this tutorial from the start. From the very start, by downloading the 3D models we need to print. And we're going down to the main catalog on mrrtutorials.com. I'm putting up a web link up in the upper right hand corner from where you can click and get to this product page. Let's select rail cargo, and then the top two are the container sets. But on the rail cargo you also have pallet and crate, lumber megaset, bulk material, fish, fruit and meat, steel cargo, barrel tube set and timber cargo. So quite a lot there for you who need more to transport on your layout. Let's click on the container set and then we'll end up on CG Trader. It's the sales portal for these kind of 3D models. We're gonna print this one. It's an ISO tank container in a 20-foot container chassis. So we're clicking to add this to cart and then proceed to checkout. And once payment is complete, you can go back and download the file package. You'll find it in downloaded files unless you stated otherwise. The 3D model comes in a compressed file, so you right click on that and select extract all. It will create a folder for you with all the files you just purchased, and here they are. Each 3D model will come with 3 files. One is a PNG, it's a wireframe preview where you can see the 3D model and some information about it. The second file is a 3D model, and this one comes without support. So this is for FDM printers, filament printers, or if you want to do a special setup. The third file is named X1 in the end, and that means that there are one of these 3D models on supports for resin print. So this is the file you will use if you want to print one of these parts. Now this ISO tank container consists from several parts. It has a frame, the frame is divided so it can be assembled, and the tank is also divided so it can be painted on the inside, etc. And then we typically also provide the all parts 3D model, and in that file you will find all the parts necessary to build one of these. And all the 3D models we are providing, they have been test printed, they have been test assembled and test painted, and also added decals if applicable. So you know that the entire design has been optimized for its purpose. This way you can be sure that it works to print and they look good when they're ready. Now we covered how to download the 3D models from the internet and also how to extract the files and what the different files are for. Then we can start the print. This print took 3 hours and 51 minutes, and I just printed one of these ISO tank containers to show you how the process works. And this is what it looks like when it's hanging there upside down in the printer. We're scraping the printout off into a bin of alcohol. I'm using ethanol here, and then I make sure that the print head is clean and thereby ready for the next print. Then I hang it back and secure it with a screw. The ISO tank container we just printed are now inside this washing machine. It's an Anycubic wash and cure. And as you see here, it's a kind of a propeller which spins in the bottom of this, so the alcohol kind of floats around and cleans the model. Next step is to remove the supports from the printout. All the 3D models we provide have manually placed optimized supports to make sure that you succeed with every print. So you don't have to bother about setting up the support in a slicer or anything like that. No, this is already done for you. Now leave your model to dry properly, preferably overnight, before you put it into the post curer. Here it's in the post curer, and I typically run my models for 4 minutes. That will give sufficient post curing for all of the models typically used for HO scale model railroad. This is a modified clothespin I put on a small barbecue stick with a piece of tape. It helps a lot when you're spray painting these. And as you see here, it's not necessary to have an airbrush and other fancy equipment. Now a spray can does the whole trick. Here first I'm applying surface primer. This is a gray surface primer for etched parts from a manufacturer called Hagmans. I know this can be somewhat tricky to get hold of in all regions. Then you can use Tamiya surface primer gray instead. It's an excellent surface primer as well. And you can also paint all the parts using spray cans like I do here. Here I add a blue color to the frame and white matte color to the tank. I think spray cans works excellent for every item like this, until you get down to really tiny objects. Then the paint tend to be a bit too thick from a spray can, and then you gain a lot by using airbrush instead. Here's another trick I use when I spray paint. This is a sticky rubber. You use it to stick posters to the wall. I put it here instead on a wooden stick where it holds my 3D printed container lid. After that, we're assembling the parts. I want to say a word about the assembly here as well, because we're not aiming to make big kits with a lot of parts. Instead, we try to keep them as few as possible. But some parts typically have different color on them, and then it's necessary to divide into parts. And in this case, it's necessary to be able to assemble this isotank container. Next step is to add decals. That really enhances the appearance of every 3D printed part, I would say. And the decals are freely downloadable from the webpage mrrtutorials.com. You print them out on an inkjet printer or a laser printer, and then you just print that on a decal sheet. Look for those decal sheets which are called water transfer or water slide decals. With a decal printed, you just cut them out using a scissor like this and then put them into water. Let them sit there for a minute or two until they have released from the liner. When that happens, then you just use a tweezer and a paintbrush and then just pull the liner out using the tweezer and then hold the sticker or the decal in place using the paintbrush. Now, as you see, the decals, they are kind of glossy, which might be a good thing sometimes, but in most cases not. So then you can either use a spray can and add a matte varnish or your airbrush if you have one. So now I'm assembling the tank into the frame, and then you have to add also this separate beam. It's assembled using facet glue 2, and then you can insert that container into the stack in your container terminal. So here they are now in the harbor. So this set cost $9. The plastic used in each is less than 1, so the overall price is really favorable. But there are more items in this set. This is one of them. This is a skeleton trailer for 20-foot container. The set will also include a yard tractor. This is a kind of mid-90s Terberg tractor, and it has a removable cab, So you can install a driver, you can paint the interior, the instrumentation and everything. It's also hollow, so you can install LED lights, both forward and rear lights. And it has a fitting for the trailer, of course. Then there is a range of different containers in these two container sets. You have the high cube container here to the left and the standard cube container to the right. These are 40-foot containers. There are also 20-foot standard container in the set, as well as a 45-foot extended containers, which is also quite commonly used. I've also included this on the demand from a user. It's a kind of thin container which is intended to be placed against the backdrop. So then you can build entire walls of containers, giving the illusion that you have a huge stack of containers there without the necessity to print them in full size. And of course, once you bought one set of this, you can print as many containers as you like. We have also added a new freight car to the collection of freight cars. This is Deutsche Reichsbahn, OMMÖ. These were commonly used to transport sugar beets and turnips during harvest season, and were used in large numbers. This one is really easy to build. It just consists from 4 parts, or actually 3. It's the body, the chassis, and the 2 neem mechanisms. In addition, to complete a car, you need 2 neem springs, 2 couplings of your choice, as well as 2 wheels of your choice. And it works excellent both on 2 and 3 rail system. So if you're new to 3D printed freight cars, this is a good start for you. I'm running here a demo. This is on Marklin K-Track. The cars have been equipped with the Marklin wheels and Marklin short couplings. And as you see, it works brilliantly with really tight buffer-to-buffer appearance, and still it manages the 360mm, the R1 type curve, so perfect also for smaller layouts. Now these 2 cars you see here, they were printed back in March 2024, so they're more than 1 year old, also surviving the move to the new location. Another new set is a cafe interior set. It contains all or many of the parts needed to populate the interior of any cafes. So chairs, tables, sofas, counter, shelves, and various decorations inside the cafe. This is the first set in the City series, and more will follow. We have also developed the semaphore signals. We started out with the low quadrant US style semaphore. What you see here is a mix of water effect from Noch mixed with red acrylic paint. These make up the glasses in front of the lamp, which indicates the position in night for the semaphore. And here comes the last one, which is water effect plus green acrylic paint. And now these semaphore wings are controlled from servo underneath the sub-road bed, so they can be digitally controlled. And as you see here, it has both the nighttime light signal, and it also changes the position using a push rod from below. Next up is a set for German semaphores, so that will hopefully be published before Christmas this year. Also available is a catenary system. This is the German Deutsche Bahn system, which includes masts of several types. This is Gittermast und seine Fachwerksmast with transformers, etc. And these can carry the standard wire from Fissmann or Marklin if you want also the overhead wires. In development now is the same type system for SBB, meaning Switzerland. And as you see here, it's the standard H-shaped mast. This is the Gotthard type Ausleger that comes in 2 different versions, and the foot is the same type of slide foot we use for all the other catenary systems. So you basically screw the foot into the sub-road bed and then you slide the mast in. This mast and Ausleger can also carry wire, the standard overhead wire from Märklin and Fissmann. And lastly, right now in development is a set which will be called the chimneys and antennas. It's basically accessories for roof mount. So we got a lot of questions from users who want to see more accessories, like the HVAC sets here we have already published. Now this will be a similar one, but focused on chimneys and antennas.
All right, so there's a lot of things you can do to lower the cost for all the detailing on model railroad, and to buy one of these 3D printers, which are now really decently priced. I would say $450 for a really nice printer will save you a lot of money in the end. And we are expanding the assortment of 3D models all the time, so there are more stuff coming out. I will wrap this up with 3 of the most common questions to the FAQ section. And the number 1 question I get most is, hey, you know, I'm running N scale or TT scale or some of the smaller scales. Is it possible to scale down the HO scale model and print them for, we'll say, N scale? And I would say check in the comment section, because people are kind enough, mostly, to leave a comment there if they like, you know, hey, I printed this to N scale and it works beautifully. So check in the comment section if you find something there. Otherwise, I can say that the resolution of the printer and the resins are getting increasingly good. So most of the stuff is actually printable to N and TT scale nowadays. And the second most common question I get is, hey, is it possible to subscribe to, I would say, so we get a new notification once you publish a new 3D set on CD Trader? Yes, it is. Nowadays, you can go into Model Railroad 3D on CD Trader and click subscribe. And you will get a notification when we publish a new 3D set. And the third question I get is, hey, are these 3D models possible to print on a filament printer, an FDM printer? And yes, also the filament printers are getting better and better, and the printout are looking better and better. So in most cases it's actually possible, but we do not run tests on the model on filament printers. We only test them to resin print, so we cannot guarantee that the models you buy actually print well on your filament printer. And also I found that it takes a bit of, I would say, skills to print, get nice prints of tiny objects on a filament printer. You have to change nozzle, you have to fine adjust the temperatures, etc. So, you know, if you have those skills, no problem. Then this will print for you as well. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have some takeaways and have use for the information provided. If you do, please get over to Patreon, set up a support account there for $1 to $4 a month, or make a one-off donation using the PayPal dialog found in the video description below. And if you're not yet a subscriber, subscribe, enable that little bell, and you will get a notification once next video gets published. Until that happens, see ya.